Good afternoon, and welcome to the Mixdown. This is the show where we give you the latest on entertainment, sports, and news. I'm Ashland Harvey.
And I'm Ness Coney. How are you feeling today, Ashley?
Pretty good. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we most certainly do have a lot to talk about. Personally, I'm excited for the huddle with Lillian. She's going to be getting into what's happening in the world of sports and entertainment. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to your Michael Jackson biopic story coming up.
Yes, that's going to be good. But first, let's check in on Peter, who is live at Temple's campus right now. What's going on, Peter?
Thanks, Ashton and Ernie. Happy afternoon. I'm Peter Berg, and today we are in Temple's campus across from the bell tower in front of Charles Library. Today we will be gearing up to talk to students about their top 5 music opinions and their predictions for the 2025 draft. It should be a fun one. Come along with me as we come and talk to students. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Peter. There has been breaking news this morning regarding the passing of Pope Francis. But first, half the U.S. states have reported measles cases this year, with the national total surpassing 800 cases so far. The majority of reports are concentrated in a multi-state outbreak involving Texas and Oklahoma. The CDC reports that at least 85 people have been hospitalized, with only 3% of cases reported in people who have received any dose of the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. Measles was declared eliminated in the United States in 2000, but experts warn the growing case numbers could threaten the country's elimination status. Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church, has passed away. The Vatican announced that at 7:45 this morning, the Bishop of Rome, Francis, returned to the house of the Father. The Pope's death comes as a surprise, even though previous coverage of his health struggles. Less than a month ago, the Pope was discharged after a long hospital stay to treat a fatal case of double pneumonia. However, just yesterday, he made an appearance at St. Peter's Square to greet crowds on Easter Sunday. In other news, after announcing a multi-billion-dollar freeze in funding to Harvard University, the Trump administration reveals another $1 billion in federal health research contracts might also be withheld. The university, who emerged as a symbol of defiance against the administration, must turn over all reports generated by school task forces on combating anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim bias on campus. This includes the name of those drafting the reports, stating that they could be made available for interviews by federal officials. Many believe that these demands go beyond the power of the federal government, with the Anti-Defamation League CEO expressing concern that these issues on campus should be addressed in its own process and merits. That concludes some of the top news stories for today, and now we will send it over to Lillian to give her latest edition of The Huddle.
Thanks, guys. The NCAA basketball transfer portal has been very active. But first, the NBA regular season is at its end. The NBA playoffs are scheduled to start April 19th, with the play-in tournament being played for the 15th and 18th. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the 1 seed for the Eastern Conference, while the Oklahoma City Thunder are the 1 seed for the Western Conference. Both teams will find out who they play in the best-of-7 series, the 18th. Moving on to college basketball, the transfer portal will close April 22nd. The portal has been very busy on both the men's and women's side. Just 2 days after losing in the Women's National Championship, South Carolina announced the commitment of Florida State's Tania Latson. Latson was the leading scorer in D1 this season and will definitely make an impact in Columbia under Don Staley. Looking at the men's side of things, St. John's R.J. Lewis Jr. has announced he's entered the portal, and if he doesn't find a school to commit to, he plans on entering the NBA draft later this summer. Lewis Jr. was named Big East Player of the Year this past season. With the portal closing soon, expect to see some major moves in the coming days. Lastly, the NFL draft is just around the corner. Day 1 starts on April 24th with the last round ending the 26th. The number 1 projected draft pick is Cam Ward, a quarterback from Miami. Another projected top 3 pick is Travis Hunter from Colorado. Hunter played both wide receiver and cornerback while in college, which led him to win this year's Heisman Trophy. Will Hunter be drafted as just a wide receiver or cornerback, or will his new team let him play both sides of the ball? We'll find out on the 24th. That is all for this edition of The Huddle. Reporting live from the studio set, I'm Lillian Priato. Back to you guys at the desk.
It is definitely an exciting time in sports right now. Thanks, Lillian. Shifting over into more pop culture-related news, so much has happened recently. Let's get into it. For all of the king of pop fans out there, the biopic Michael, which is based on the life of Michael Jackson, promises to be pretty long. According to the film's producer, Graham King, the film is expected to be broken into 2 parts, with the first part being released in October later this year. The film has also been the subject of production delays, but it is speculated that the producers of the film planned this to provide the film with a chance to be considered for an Oscar. Michael Jackson will be portrayed by his nephew and Jermaine Jackson's son, Jafar Jackson. Oscar season is a real thing, folks. And speaking of the Oscars, after years and years of demand, the Academy is now recognizing stunt design. This award for stunt design will be added to the 100th Academy Awards, which will recognize films releasing in 2027. The Academy's CEO and president have released a joint statement congratulating the artists for their commitment and dedication in reaching this momentous occasion. Next, we'll be sending it over to Peter, who is currently at Temple's campus on this beautiful spring day. What you got for us, Peter?
Hello, I'm here with Joy. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm going to be asking you, the collab we need is...
It will be me and Joju.
You make music?
I make music.
What type of music you make?
Everything. I rap, I do pop stuff, I do house. Releasing an album this end of this month.
What's the name of the album going to be?
It's literally called Untitled.
Untitled, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, Joy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm here with Sam, and today she's going to be answering the question of this draft should be about fixing our
defense. We traded away CJ, which I do not think was a good move, but we also lost key players like Josh Sweat. We really need to improve our defense. This is critical to get that #1 defense that we had this past year.
I could not agree more. I'm here with Peyton. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
So I have a question for you. It's going to be the most underrated album of the year is...
My answer is Speak For Yourself by Imogen Heap. Came out in like 2005, but I listen to it literally every day, and there's a bunch of really cool samples that I'm sure you've heard before, like Jason Derulo sampled a couple of songs, and like Drake sampled a couple of songs, A$AP Rocky used a bunch of songs, so I think it's really underrated.
Dude, Jason Derulo and A$AP Rocky, that's a great match.
I'm gonna put it...
I'm here with Professor Matthew Fine. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure.
And he's going to be answering the question, the biggest mistake the Eagles could make is?
First, the biggest mistake they really could make would be to draft me. Beyond that, if I had to write something down, the biggest mistake the Eagles could make would be to draft a QB.
Honestly, I want to see you on the team.
I cannot see over the offensive line, so I can't be a QB, and I can't run as fast, so I couldn't be a defensive. I could kick. I could be a field goal kicker.
Well, we definitely need a kicker.
I could do extra points. I could do extra points in short field goals. I don't think I can be your kickoff guy, though.
No? I think you could.
Thanks, Peter. Peter, real quick, can you put your sign up again?
Sure thing, here it is.
Ashlyn, who do you think is the top artist of 2025 so far?
That's so tough, but even though her new single comes out on Friday, I think Lorde is about to have a really big year, especially with the Charlie XCX tease at Coachella for Lorde Summer.
Right.
Peter, can we have you hold the Eagles sign up for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Ernie, in your opinion, what is the biggest mistake that the Eagles could make?
The absolute biggest mistake that the Eagles can make is trade Saquon on draft night. We can never predict what Howie is going to do. So if he did that on draft night, I would be in shambles.
You and the whole city of Philadelphia. I'm not the biggest sports fan, but I know this city would be in an uproar. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We have been Ashland
and Ness on a desk for Lillian and Peter. We are the Mixdown. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.